Lawmakers propose raising Georgia's legal age to buy medical marijuana to 21. Lawmakers have introduced new legislation aiming to raise the age of Georgians to buy medical marijuana. Right now, you have to be 18 years old to legally purchase the drug and other hemp products, but Senate Bill 350 would raise that to 21. Back in October, Georgia became the first state in the country to allow independent pharmacies to sell cannabis and hemp products. Patients would be able to buy cannabis oil oil at pharmacies if they show a state-issued low THC oil registry card and identification. The Georgia Board of Pharmacy began accepting applications from businesses that month, and over 100 pharmacies have agreed to provide medications from Botanical Sciences, one of the state's 2 licensed production companies. After they submitted application, inspections of the pharmacies will be required before the board grants. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. I'm sorry, you guys. I need reading glasses. While the state has approved the drug and pharmacies, the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration sent a memo telling pharmacies that dispensing the cannabis would violate federal law and may lead to arrests or fines. Medical marijuana is only available to Georgians with approval from a physician to treat severe illnesses, including seizures, terminal cancer, Parkinson's disease, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Low THC oil can contain no more than 5% THC, the compound that gives users a high. Georgia's first medical marijuana dispensary opened in April 2023. 7 dispensaries are currently open across the state. You can read the proposed Senate bill, which is a link below. For everyone watching, my opinion is I don't think that kids 18 years of age should be having any kind of tobacco products. But then again, they're able to go fight our wars. They're able to go die for us. So to me, I have mixed emotions with it because in one breath, if you don't think that they're responsible enough to consume medical marijuana, then you should have that same approach when it comes to war. If you feel like they're young and they're still immature and they don't understand what it is that they're doing, then when we're sending our children off to fight, you should be saying the same thing. You should be saying the same exact thing. So for me, I'm kind of up in the air with this, you guys. I do think that we definitely shouldn't allow people who are young to be able to just go and buy stuff. But I think that maybe we should just keep it at 18. If they can go fight and die for us, they should be able to at least smoke. That's my take on it. What do you think?
I think the key word here is medical, and you shouldn't have an age limit.
Exactly. That's the thing. They're admitting this is a medical thing. You have to go through the steps to be approved by your doctor and be prescribed this. They're admitting it's medical, right. But then on the flip side, they're not. They're just like, no, you can't have that. If your doctor says that that's what you need to treat your ailments, why would you keep somebody from getting that treatment? I don't understand it. You're okay to have the pharmaceuticals, but this is not for you. That's stupid, Georgia.
Yeah, and this argument, this conversation is the whole reason why when we legalized in California, they chose to say adult use and not recreational, specifically because they it's adult use. You want to enjoy the stuff. You want to go out and smoke freely, socializing like it is an alcoholic beverage. Put it in the alcoholic beverage lane. But other than that, if it's medicine, it's whoever needs that medicine should have access to it.
They can still get access to it, but whether they walk into a dispensary and buy it.
Safe access,
at 18 to 21, that's a difference. Because right now, if you're under 18, you got to have a caregiver go in and buy it for you in California in a medical facility.
Right.
I think there's still access. It's just, do you have free access to walk in there with your medical card and your ID and then go in and buy whatever you want? This is, again, a lot more bureaucratic nonsense. When I was in high school, we didn't have any dispensaries. People had weed, and we bought it from them. It wasn't like it's the trap. And these are just more of these nonsensical rules that, I don't know how we fix this. And Tony, you're right. I was the first group of people that were allowed in 1972 to vote, and before that we were all being drafted to go fight in Vietnam, and we didn't have shit to say about it till we're 21. So I agree with those principles, that if you're old enough to go fight, you should be able to do a lot of things. We take them in to fight because, humans are violent animals, and especially young males, you can get them to violence very quickly. You get to my age and somebody says, I want you to go attack that. My response is, yeah, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. I ain't doing it, okay? That's why they take young men in, because they're stupid and they'll go kill because you tell them to.
Yeah, I mean, at my age,
to enjoy a beverage. Go ahead, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh, at my age, the only thing I'm attacking is a piece of brisket. So I totally get that. I really agree with what Tony had to say. And I was really grateful that this was the article that he chose to cover, because I knew that we were going to have this argument about tethering our concept of being an adult to this notion that you could go and bleed for this country. And science has advanced since then and shown that the brain doesn't fully develop until 25. And so I think we need to bifurcate this between medical and recreational. I'm not opposed to increasing the age for recreationally intoxicating substances, because I'm a parent, and I recognize that some of these ideas around age are antiquated. People were married in their teens back in, 100 years ago, right? And so our concept of what makes sense for society has continued to evolve. So I think medical, we keep that separate. But I think recreational, I'm even in favor of increasing the age it takes to access guns, right? Like, our brains are not fully formed. And so I get that we're still allowing young men and women to die on behalf of this country early. But I think when it comes to psychotropic substances, it's worth having a robust debate around the physiology and what makes sense for when it's safe for people to start consuming intoxicants.
I just want to say too that to y'all's point, and for people who are watching who may not know, because I think maybe y'all may not know either. Different states do have gun restrictions on ages. Like in Texas, you can only have a rifle at 18. You cannot have a sidearm until you are 21 years of age. So there are states that require you to do certain things, but I do appreciate the fact that you brought up recreational from medical, because in terms of recreational, I do believe that, yeah, we could raise it up. But I think that this whole thing here is just politicians trying to find a way to appease the people who are complaining to them about the usage of marijuana as a whole. And the only way they could try to fix the problem is, hey, we'll raise the age for people getting medical marijuana. Meanwhile, it is a medicine. Like, literally, people are using it for medical purposes. So it's not about fixing the problem. It's about masking it with a solution that they know ultimately will do absolutely nothing, but it will have people silenced because they'll be able to say, well, we took these measures in order to try to combat what was going on with kids or whatever the case may be, but it's all for BS. That's just my opinion, but I really appreciate the fact that he brought up recreational from medical, and I do agree as far as what Rico said, that it should be for any age if it's medical, man. We're not supposed to hide medicine from someone because they're at a younger age or older age. Medicine is medicine.
Yeah, and
and I'll point out that even on this call, I was a parent. I raised children. I got grandchildren now. And I've used weed since I was in high school. I've seen a lot of things happen, and we're really ready to entertain the thought of kicking it up to, say, 25. But the trap's going to go, yeah, well, step around the corner and I got some weed for you. So even within our own group here, which is trying to make this accessible, we still discuss things that the trap will go, yeah, I don't give a fuck what you guys have to say. Step around the corner, you got $20, I got an eighth for you, okay? And there's no way to solve this because humans want to do this, okay? And there's a lot of people who are convinced that it's like depleted uranium. Oh my God, if we open the little bottle a little bit, the world's going to come to an end. And the response is you look around and go, I'm smoking weed for years. What the fuck are you talking about? We've been using it for thousands of years, we know about. Nobody's ever died. We don't come out with a fucking arm coming out our forehead like you do with a lot of other drugs we've invented. Stop it, okay? Just stop.
Yeah, just stop, right? Like, stop the cap, huh? All of that. They just
stop the cap.
5% limit. Shit, that's near beer. Like fucking near beer.
Michael Jordan would say.
Stop it. Get some help.
Oh boy, I'm a big believer that if you're of the age to go and fight for the country, then and you're able to, you should be able to take whatever substance that you want for whatever reason in regards to that. That's just my thought on it. But nonetheless, we got to keep this train rolling. Yeah, you ready, Rico?
Let's do it.